What's up, y'all? Hope you guys are having a nice day. I was just thinking about thoughts, as one does. When I break it down, thoughts are electric, feelings are magnetic. The more I think about it, the more I put thought into it, the more that energy comes back around. So where you set your thoughts and where you set your mind, that energy comes back to you electrically. Now, when you feel something, because the universe hears feelings before words and before actions, feelings come first. Like before I say something, there's an energy that comes forth, and that's what the universe reads. It reads it all, obviously, but the language of the universe is just energy. Whether it's electric or magnetic, we all have electromagnetic fields. We have to bring those two together. So when something's magnetic, it's something in motion, it moves, right? And when we talk about magnetism, we talk about attractive and repulsive. Certain things are attractive, certain things are repulsive. This can be people, this can be certain places, it could be anything, right? Because everything has an electromagnetic field and everything has vibrational frequency. Everything has its own energetic signature, and you are the universe. So there's no difference between me and a tree outside. We are energetically made up of the same things, right? Electrons, protons, neutrons, stardust at the core. If I consistently post a video, right, I can attract the people who it's meant to reach. But I try not to focus so much on who I'm reaching and why I'm doing it. It's just something that has to be done. I don't give myself a choice. When it comes to a certain goal, if, for example, I want 1 million subscribers, rather than fuel a reason, we're supposed to let the universe give us that reason. I don't find the opportunity to talk with people who go as deep as I feel like I've gone, only because when you reach a certain level and you stay stuck there, just because you feel like that's your last point, like your last evolution, that's like your own detriment. You're doing that for your downfall. Ultimately, we're all supposed to evolve and transform. If you're stuck on iOS 1 while everybody else got iOS 18, like, it's going to be dysfunctional. It's going to be slow and laggy, like catch up. And it's the same thing with consciousness, If you still believe that we need scientific research to support the fact that Black people were the first human beings on this planet, you're on iOS 1, like, get with the times, we're beyond that now. I have a bone to pick with the spiritual community only because the same ideas are recycled over and over again, and there's no originality, there's no authenticity in finding the same things just from different people. And it's the same message every time. Like, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite because I used to do the same thing. I probably still do unconsciously, right? But I'm working towards evolution, which is why I feel like I stand out from the rest, because I'm doing my own thing. There's a fine line between ego and just being confident. And I try to stay on that line of like, oh, I'm confident in myself. But for some other people who lack that self-confidence, and for those who feel like I'm attacking them directly because they can't handle this frequency, I feel like my message isn't for those people. And this is why I don't focus on who I make the content for. Ultimately, this is for me. Really, I'm not expecting anything other than, this is what I want to do. So let the universe give you a reason to fulfill your passion. Don't give yourself reasons because you'll stay limited. Instead of giving yourself reasons, just do. Just act. Just go for it. There's no reason not to. If you try to find reasons not to, you're going to find reasons not to. But don't have that negative mindset. Shift your vibration. What it takes is to just step outside of your comfort zone. I'm naturally a very quiet person, but when I start talking, I can talk for days. You don't see what goes on behind the scenes, but I talk for like 30 minutes damn near every video, and I'm just like, wow, that was a 30-minute video, and I got to get rid of 17 minutes worth of information just because I feel like I'm going on a rant about things that you could find online from somebody else who just has more experience and more knowledge. I'm very much a perfectionist, when it comes to like even small things, I try not to pay too much attention to that. Just being perfect, because how authentic can you be if you always try to fix something, right? If you say like you got to practice what you preach and you don't actually practice what you preach, you're a hypocrite. You're a walking contradiction. And that's not who I am. I'm being myself, and I'm not a perfect human being. And I recognize that no one's a perfect human being. The best I can do with my abilities is treat another person the way I want to be treated. I feel like it all comes down to this. We all have ego. We all have our shadow. And we all have very unique minds. The beauty in that is when it comes together, when we come together, when we network, we can build something greater. I feel like when minds come together, you build a community. And it doesn't have to be on a basis of who you are. Communities should be built based off of what this person brings to the table rather than who they are, what they do, what they stand for. You know, you could bring a Christian and a Satanist together and they could agree on 10,000 things. But once religion comes, all of a sudden, there's a divide. A lot of people in Gen Z are realizing that religion is a lie. Straight up, we don't need that to function as a society, to be a high functioning community. Like a lot of us are really anarchists at heart, just because we don't like to be governed by anyone other than ourselves. And we feel like our minds can't expand in spaces where people keep us boxed. And this is nothing new. You know, when you study ancient civilizations, they were so great that they had to fall to nothing. Each and every one of them. So how's it any different with us, you know? Like, what can we build that could really compare to what they had? I personally believe that we shouldn't strive to be a greater generation or a greater civilization. I just feel like we make do with what we have. And everything that has happened, been there, done that. So we move on to the next. We need to evolve. We need to step outside of our comfort zones as a collective. And I feel like the comfort zone right now is just physical stuff, you know, money. Everyone wants to be rich, right? But not everyone actually wants that responsibility because there's other realities in this world. There's a lot of confusion and chaos, but it's very physical. The next point of evolution is in consciousness. From that self-knowledge, you can expand and go towards other people. I feel like the next point in humanity is to find ourselves and find each other. Find your soul tribe. Find the people that resonate with you the most. This is the way I want to start doing that. I feel like I'm doing my part when I release these videos because it's not about who I attract and it's not about who watches me. At the end of the day, if you're here, I know that I've done my part. I'm being me. And this is enough for the world, right?